Big goals fail. Small habits don't.
Welcome back to the
This
deep dive.
episode is
Today
about
we
why.
are tearing through a huge stack of sources to give you the ultimate shortcut to making life changes that actually stick.
Right.
So when you think about turning your life around, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For almost everyone, it's that rocky montage, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The big, intense overnight transformation, music swells, you're training hard.
Exactly, sheer willpower. But the thing is, that approach almost always fails.
It's a brutal reality. The data shows that something like 80% of people who start New Year's resolutions have completely given up by the second week of February?
80%. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a massive failure rate.
It is. And it's all because they're focused on intensity, not sustainability. So that's what this deep dive is all about. We're going to dismantle that go big or go home idea.
Okay, so we're combining the science of how habits actually work in the brain, the how, with really specific practical strategies for productivity, health, you name it.
Precisely. This is about making profound change, but doing it efficiently. Yeah. And gently.
All right, let's start with the absolute fundamentals then. To change a habit, you have to understand how it's built in the first place. Psychologists talk about something called the habit loop, right?
That's the foundation. It's made of 3 parts. First, you have the cue.
The trigger.
The trigger, exactly. It can be anything. Seeing your phone light up, hearing a notification, or it could be internal, like feeling bored or stressed.
And that cue leads to part 2, the routine.
Which is just the action itself.
Yeah.
You see the cue, you do the thing, you grab your phone, you open the fridge.
And the third part is the reward, the reason you do it.
Right. That's the little bit of positive feedback that tells your brain, hey, that worked. Do that again next time. It's what locks the whole loop in place.
But okay, if we're talking about small habits, this is where I think people get stuck. Why bother doing something that feels, well, underwhelming? Like, why do 5 push-ups when you know you need to do 50?
Because of the power of compounding. We look at a tiny action today and we just dismiss it. It feels insignificant. But the math on this it's kind of mind-blowing.
What are we talking about?
If you do something that makes you just 1% better every day, after a year, you're not 1% better. You're not even double. You are 37 times better.
37 times from 1%. That's hard to get your head around.
It is, but you have to push through what some people call the plateau of latent potential.
The what?
It's that period at the beginning where you're putting in the work, but you see nothing. The results feel flat. It feels pointless.
And that's when everyone quits.
That's when everyone quits. But if you just keep showing up, that exponential curve suddenly takes off. And that's when you see the huge results.
Okay, so the biggest mistake is starting too big and then quitting on that flat line. So we need a tool to get past that.
And the best tool for that is the 2-minute rule.
Right.
It's genius because it's so simple. Any new habit you want to start must take less than 2 minutes to do. The goal isn't to get the result. The goal is just to show up.
So instead of, I'm going to write a chapter in my book, the habit is just open the notebook and write the title.
Exactly. Or instead of clean the whole kitchen, it's wipe down one counter. You're just, you're casting a vote for the person you want to be, the person who shows up.
I love that. And then you can automate that by using something called habit stacking.
Yes. The formula is brilliant. After I do my current habit, I will do my new habit. You're literally attaching the new thing to something you already do without thinking.
Like, after I pour my morning coffee, I will do 10 squats.
Perfect. The coffee becomes the cue.
Yeah.
There's no willpower involved. It becomes automatic.
But let's be realistic. Life gets in the way. You miss a day. What happens then?
This might be the most important rule of all. Never miss twice.
Never miss twice.
If you miss on a Monday, that's fine. It's an accident. But you must do it on Tuesday, even if it's just the 2-minute version. 1 day is a mistake. 2 days is the start of a new bad habit.
You're resetting the momentum immediately. That makes so much sense. Okay, so building these small habits, it frees up mental energy. Let's talk about that, about focus.
Yeah, think of your brain like a computer with, a certain amount of RAM. Every unfinished task, an email you read but didn't answer, a bill you looked at, is like an open tab, slowing the whole system down.
And the fix for this is the one-touching rule.
So simple. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, just do it now. Don't touch it multiple times.
Oh, I am so guilty of this. Opening an email, reading it, thinking, ugh, I'll deal with that later, and then coming back to it. That's 3 touches on one task.
And each time, you're using up that precious mental energy. One touch, it's done. The tab is closed. The relief is immediate.
And what about when you just feel foggy? You didn't sleep well, you can't focus. Is there a fix that isn't caffeine?
There is. It's free and it's instant. It's called the physiological sigh.
What's that?
It's a double inhale through your nose, followed by a long, slow exhale through your mouth.
I think I've done that without even realizing it. Why does that specific pattern work?
It's the fastest way to offload carbon dioxide from your lungs. It floods your system with oxygen, and it instantly resets your nervous system. 2 or 3 of those, and you feel more alert and way less stressed.
That's incredible. Okay, speaking of resetting, we have to talk about movement. The phrase sitting is the new smoking gets thrown around a lot, but a 2019 Mayo Clinic study, it made it real.
Terrifyingly real. Sitting for over 8 hours a day with no other activity carries the same risk of death as being obese and smoking.
That is not an exaggeration, that's a medical fact.
It is, which means that small movements throughout the day aren't a luxury, they're essential. We're not talking about hitting the gym every day.
Right.
Just adopt the vertical rule. If you're on phone call, stand up and walk around. Simple as that.
Or get a standing desk for just a part of the day. It all adds up.
And as we're setting these goals, we have to avoid that all or nothing trap. That's so demotivating.
So instead, you use goal chunking.
Exactly. Don't just have one huge goal in the distance. Break it down into mini targets. If you want subscribers, aim for 1K, then 5K, then 10K.
So you get that little dopamine hit, that sense of leveling up along the way.
Yes. It keeps the momentum going, and it makes the whole journey feel achievable instead of overwhelming.
Okay, let's get into 2 very specific high-impact health habits. The first one, from Dr. Amy Shaw, goes against what most of us do first thing in the morning.
It's the coffee delay. 2 parts. First, sky before screens. Get 2 to 10 minutes of bright, natural light as soon as you can.
And second,
Delay your caffeine for at least 45 to 90 minutes.
wait, hold on, delay coffee.
Yeah.
I basically roll out of bed and into the toffee pot. I need that to wake up. Why is that bad?
Well, it's all about a chemical in your brain called adenosine. Adenosine is what makes you feel groggy and sleepy. When you wake up, your body starts clearing it out naturally.
Okay.
But if you drink coffee immediately, the caffeine just blocks the adenosine receptors. So the adenosine is still there just waiting.
And when the coffee wears off?
The floodgates open. All that adenosine rushes back in, and that's what causes that huge, unavoidable afternoon crash.
So that's why I always need that second cup around 10:30.
That's exactly why. If you wait, you let your body do its job, and the coffee you drink later is way more effective, no crash.
That is a genuine game changer. Okay, next up, longevity. Dr. Gabrielle Leon's work on protein is fascinating. She says muscle is our organ of longevity.
It's such a powerful idea. Your muscle mass dictates how you age, your metabolism, everything. It's especially critical for women, particularly around menopause and after.
And she has a really specific plan for the first meal of the day.
Yes, the goal is to get between 30 and 50 grams of protein at that first meal. And at the same time, keep your carbs under 30 grams.
And people see massive changes with just that one switch.
They do. But there's a really important catch that a lot of people miss. It's about collagen.
What about it? A lot of people add collagen powder to their coffee or smoothies for protein.
And it's great for your hair, your skin, your nails. But for muscle health, it has a protein score of 0. You cannot count it toward that 30 to 50 gram goal.
Why not? Isn't it pure protein?
It's an incomplete protein. To trigger muscle building, your body needs a full spectrum of amino acids, especially one called leucine. Collagen just doesn't have it. You need sources like whey or meat or eggs.
That clears up so much confusion. Okay, let's shift from the physical to the psychological. Overwhelm, especially with household chores.
And Casey Davis has this brilliant insight here. She says chores like laundry or dishes, they're not tasks that are either done or not done. They're never-ending cycles.
That reframing is huge. The goal isn't to have an empty laundry basket. The goal is to have clean clothes when you need them.
Exactly. It just takes all the pressure off. It's a kinder way to live.
Yeah.
And that applies to our stuff too. Dana K. White talks about the clutter threshold.
Which is different from organizing, right?
Very different. Organizing is just putting your stuff in prettier boxes. Everyone has a personal clutter threshold, a point where the amount of stuff they own becomes unmanageable for them.
So if your house constantly feels out of control, you're over your threshold.
You're over your threshold. And the only solution is to get rid of stuff. Subtraction, not rearrangement, is the key.
And we need subtraction for our minds, too. We are so overstimulated, we fill every second with content.
We do. And the simple fix for this is to schedule boredom hours.
You mean intentionally do nothing?
Intentionally do nothing. No phone, no podcast, just being.
Yeah.
It allows your brain's battery to actually recharge. It's a powerful antidote to anxiety.
And on anxiety, Dr. Russell Kennedy has a powerful way of reframing it. He says it's not a thought problem, it's an alarm in the body.
Right. An alarm that's signaling some kind of unresolved feeling or a sense of disconnection. And trying to think your way out of it, it never works because the alarm is physical.
So the solution isn't to argue with the thought.
No, the solution is to soothe the body. To treat that alarm with kindness, with reassurance. You're basically comforting the little you inside that's feeling unsafe.
That's a beautiful way to think about it. Finally, we have to talk about dealing with, well, difficult people, specifically narcissists. Dr. Romani gives us a very hard truth.
She does, and it's essential. Narcissists do not change.
So you have to stop expecting them to.
You have to. The fix has to happen in you, in your boundaries, your expectations, your strategy.
Okay, so if they won't change, we need a strategy. Rebecca Zung has the SLAY method.
Yes, S is for strategy. You have to have a crystal clear vision of what you actually want. Not just peace, but a concrete outcome.
Okay.
L is for leverage. You have to create a reason for them to give you what you want. This might be through documentation or even, as she says, fluffing their ego to get them to cooperate.
That sounds a bit like manipulation.
It's what she calls ethically manipulating the manipulator. You're using their own currency, their ego, their image, to protect yourself and achieve your freedom.
That makes sense. What's A?
A is for anticipate. You have to be 2 steps ahead. Know their games, recognize the bait, and refuse to take it.
And why?
Wise for you. Standing in your own authentic power. Your mindset is everything. And using simple boundary phrases like, I agree that's your opinion, can shut down an attack without getting into a war.
What an incredible amount of information. We've gone from the science of protein all the way to high-stakes negotiation.
And the connecting thread is so powerful. Real dramatic transformation doesn't come from that big, painful, intense push.
Right.
It comes from small, consistent, kind efforts.
It does, and I want to leave everyone with one final thought on this about trusting yourself. It comes from Jamie Kern-Lama, the founder of IT Cosmetics.
Such a powerful story.
She was in a meeting with a huge investor, and he looked at her and told her that women would never buy makeup from someone who looks like you.
Just a crushing rejection.
A total no.
No.
But she said in that moment, she felt this powerful feeling in her gut, what she calls the knowing, that just said, he is wrong. And she listened to that inner knowing, not the external no.
And it led to a billion-dollar company.
Exactly. So the challenge for you is this. You have a knowing inside you. And sometimes rejection isn't failure. Sometimes rejection is just protection, redirecting you away from what isn't meant for you. So trust that feeling. Pick one tiny 2-minute habit from everything we talked about today and just start. Start your journey toward your knowing.
Big change doesn't come from big moments. It comes from small habits, repeated every day. Don't try to change your life today. Just change one small thing.